Hello, gamers and tech enthusiasts. Today, we're diving headfirst into the thrilling world of gaming controllers in 2024. If you're a dedicated gamer, this is the video you've been waiting for. Number 5. Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2. You'll see why the Microsoft Elite Series 2 controller is ranked number 1 after using it for more than 10 minutes. The Series 2 screams luxury in every way. You have an unmatched amount of control, pun intended, over your gaming thanks to the virtually infinite customization possibilities. It's an utter blessing to be able to adjust the controller's D-pads, shift paddles, and joystick stiffness, among other features. The most notable upgrade from the Series 1, which we also adored, to the Series 2 is the inclusion of a compact carrying case that serves as a portable USB Type-C powered charging station for the controller's newly designed rechargeable battery, which provides approximately 40 hours of power. Finally, pairing the Series 2 controller with a smartphone is a breeze thanks to Project xCloud and Apple Arcade, which are bringing some amazing games to mobile platforms. Numerous unique parts are included, including 2 faceted and cross-shaped keypads, 4 rear pedals, 6 thumbsticks, and a tool for adjusting thumbstick tension. You can now play the Apple Arcade games or fiddle with Xbox streaming with a market-leading PC controller and something that pairs with a phone due to the Series 2's adoption of Bluetooth. The Series 1's unexpected lack of Bluetooth received significant criticism. Given the high cost of admittance, it greatly increases the controller's versatility. At $180, the Elite Series 2 controller is not only a high-end model, but also quite costly. Its appearance and functionality make it clear that this is high-end gaming technology intended for individuals that demand the finest or just have a sizable amount of spare cash to spend on gaming. The most impressive feature of this controller is its incredibly high degree of customization, which lets you obsess over most parts of it. Considering that conventional Xbox One controllers have long been the norm for PC gaming, the Series 1's unexpected lack of Bluetooth attracted a lot of criticism. Now that the Series 2 has Bluetooth, you can play games on the Apple Arcade or tinker with Project xCloud Beta using a phone that pairs with the industry-leading PC controller. Given the high cost of admittance, it greatly increases the controller's versatility. Number 4. SCUF Instinct Pro. With some of the most high-end controllers available outside of Sony and Microsoft, SCUF doesn't play around with its controllers. In the event that you want to avoid the 2 major console giants, the Instinct Pro is the greatest pad controller designed only for Microsoft games. But how can anyone else compete in the enthusiast controller market when there is the Elite Series 2? The Instinct Pro offers a wider range of customization choices than almost any other pad available. From the initial store page, SCUF offers an enormous array of different cosmetic and physical customization choices. You can choose the length and topping, convex or concave, of the actual thumbsticks in addition to the obvious faceplate options and the rings surrounding the thumbsticks. The D-pad, button facades, and the appearance of the bumpers and triggers can also be customized. Interestingly, in order to reduce the hand wobble distraction, pros frequently remove the rumble motors from their tournament controllers. This is an option that may be taken away from the controller. It's difficult to understand why you would want to purchase a different controller when the newest Xbox and PlayStation systems come with excellent controllers already manufactured by Microsoft and Sony and packaged in the box. When you take into account that these pads cost $50 or less, it becomes difficult to choose anything other than the conventional controllers if you're looking for a second or replacement. With several profiles for its button settings, the SCUF Instinct Pro is more than just the total of those mainly aesthetic alternatives. The 4 integrated paddle buttons on the pad's reverse make that required. They are easily accessible, have a nice click, and are not nearly as obtrusive as the flappy paddles of the Elite Series 2 or earlier SCUF controllers. They are unfortunately limited to the pad, so you cannot map a keyboard function to the controller and increase the number of inputs available. However, they may be set to match to any of the regular controller buttons. Similar to the Elite but with a distinct function are the dual-function triggers. The Instinct Pro features a flick switch that lets you convert from a smooth analog trigger to a quick shot button that feels more like a shallow mouse click than anything else, in place of providing varying levels of analog movement. According to the description, this is intended for shooters who move quickly and prefer a hair trigger to analog control. Number 3. GameSir T4 Collide. One of the greatest low-cost PC controllers available right now is the GameSir T4 Collide. It has a number of special features and a comfort level that is on par with some of the more well-known brands on our list. The GameSir T4 Collide isn't your typical low-cost PC controller, as you can see with just one glance. Although this style might not be for everyone, having translucent materials and RGB lighting makes it stand out from the crowd. During our testing, we were also pleased with the controller's functionality, noting its pleasant buttons and snappy joysticks. It is to be expected that this controller is limited to wired play only, even its lower price point. Fortunately, using this with your current setup shouldn't be too difficult because to the cable's overall length of 2 meters/7 feet. In contrast to other controllers within this price range, the GameSir T4 Collide also has the advantage of a contemporary USB-C connection and the T4 desktop application, which lets you customize the controller's button mapping and programming. Although the GameSir T4 Collide is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful controllers available, it is much more than just a pretty face. A completely configurable app suite on the PC makes the controller truly at home, and the game experience is made even more enjoyable by the controller's Hall effect sticks and wonderfully tactile buttons. Lack of compatibility with the 5 pounds and Xbox Series X is the lone significant downside. If a controller wasn't built well, the elegant appearance wouldn't mean anything. Fortunately, the T4 Collide meets this need. The sticks and face buttons have a clicky, tactile feel, and the plastic casing is robust. This is because the face buttons use microswitches to provide a sharp, springy feel when pressed. The D-pad, triggers, and shoulder buttons all have the same sensation. All things considered, this is a unique instance of a controller meeting nearly every need. It would take a keen eye to find any button-related design flaws with the T4 Collide. The start and select buttons are positioned a little higher up the controller than I'm used to, though, if I had to pick a location. Number 2, Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro. As of right now, the greatest PC controller available is the Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro. There's something unique about this controller, from its sturdy feel in the palm to its enormous customization choices, from its speed and response times to its limitless supply of additional buttons. In our own testing, we found that the accessibility options included into this modular design were really satisfying. That is consistent with the build quality, which is that it is a larger than typical gamepad that feels appropriately heavier and more robust. The additional weight does make the controller feel a touch front-heavy, as we noticed, but it has no bearing on comfort or button reach. It's wired just like the Razer Wolverine series, but this method ensures that there is no delay in the reaction time, making it ideal for gaming sessions when milliseconds count. Furthermore, we valued the capability to evade Microsoft's wireless networks when connecting the eSwap X Pro to a gaming console. The abundance of additional buttons, such as the 4 on the face and the incredible feeling triggers, set this controller apart from competitors at comparable prices. Because of the modular components, there are a lot of customization choices, and we found it simple to modify the controller while changing games. It also implies that based on your preferences, you can choose between an asymmetrical and symmetrical style. This controller is a top Xbox Series X and PC controller for next-generation gaming, with a plethora of capabilities that make it revolutionary for some and delightfully adaptable for most. Even in the packaging and upon unwrapping, it is evident that Thrustmaster treats the eSwap X Pro like a high-end product. The magnet seal and elegant black polystyrene with individual holes drilled for every component make it feel and look well maintained. The controller, micro USB cable, carried bag, little dual-ended tool, screwdriver head on one side, T-bar on the other, 2 convex thumbsticks. The default ones are concave, and standard manuals and warranty booklets are all contained inside. Number 1, DualSense Wireless Controller. Not only is the DualSense a fantastic 5 pounds controller, but it's also ideal for PC use. The haptic feedback and adaptive triggers require a USB-C connection to function, but the additional immersion these features bring to compatible games makes them well worth the cost. This should be your first choice if you plan to play PC games released by Sony, such as The Last of Us Part 1, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and Returnal. For those accustomed to a symmetrical layout, the DualSense PC controller will be instantly recognizable, unlike the asymmetric Xbox sticks. It has an extremely ergonomic design, and you also receive a touchpad that looks like a laptop that you can use to add functionality to compatible games. With Steam's Big Picture mode and its customizable controller mapping options, it's exceedingly simple to use on a PC, whether plugged in or connected via Bluetooth. The DualSense is a true pleasure to use, save from its mediocre battery life. We're excited to see how haptic feedback and adjustable triggers will affect upcoming PlayStation 5 games. The DualSense, which forgoes the all-black, grunge-style design of the 4 pounds in favor of a sleek white body with matte black analog sticks, is a shockingly beautiful controller in person. Aside from the rearranged share and start buttons, you'd be mistaken for believing that this was just a larger version of the previous model. It features a new home button embossed with the PlayStation insignia and the previously mentioned built-in microphone, along with a convenient mute button. But if you look a bit closer, you can see that the DualShock 4's chassis has been extended in all directions. The longest and thickest handles yet on a PS controller are the outcome of Sony, enclosing the majority of the controller's length in its grips this time around. In relation to the grip, these extended handles are now textured as well, giving your fingers a pleasant tactile feel. This newly textured grip also ensures that your controller will remain sturdy even during intense multiplayer games that make you perspire a lot. A delightful detail is that each side of the DualSense's grip is composed of a small assortment of the PS Face button symbols, as can be seen if you examine these little textured symbols closely. Aside from its immersive features, the DualSense seems like a controller designed with ease of use in mind. Sony's £5 offering is not only far more comfortable than the DualShock 4, but it also features a D-pad that is pleasantly substantial, an integrated microphone, and a glare-emitting light that no longer interferes with your gameplay. Guys, that concludes our top 5 best gaming controller in 2024 list. All product links are in the description, which is updated with the lowest prices. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.